So these are the remains of the large fort that's going to be discussed here. And I'm going to show you Google Earth. So the description of this fort is on pages 87 up through 90 something. A lot of this argument about this fort and other locations is this idea of having alphabets and engraving and making medals, if this sounds familiar. So this is the old Fort Harmer. If you look on that map on the left side, then he's showing you up in this area here. What he's saying is true. This fort has to be in this area here. And there could be some error, obviously, because I don't believe everything he says, but he goes through a lot of extensive description, and it gives us a map. So if you want to research this stuff, there you go. That's how you do it. So footprints and no rock and funny finds. Of the 3 copies I have of this, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th edition, this 3rd edition is the only one that has this intact. So I'm going to start at the beginning now and just take you through some pages, and you can read some text at the end. So here's Prescott, 1843, Cortez. He talks about supposedly the Spaniards. He's using original sources, digging up a Roman breastplate, with a sword. I'm not going to show you. You can buy this stuff. It's in 2 volumes. You can pick this up for $30. It's 160 years old. So there's all these old stories. How much of it's true, it doesn't really matter, because they're not the civilizations that Joseph Smith and others try to make them into. There might be events that happen, but they're not what they are made out to be. So I'm going to just flip through some pages of text here and read it. You can read the text yourself at the end if you like. In the month of December 1827, a planter discovered in a field a short distance from Montevideo a sort of tombstone upon which strange and to him unknown signs or characters were engraved. He caused this stone, which covered a small excavation formed with masonry, to be raised, when he found 2 exceedingly ancient swords, a helmet and a shield, which had suffered much from rust, also an earthen vessel of large capacity. The planter caused the swords and helmet and earthen amphora together with the stone slab which covered the whole to be removed to Monteverde, where in spite of the effect of time, Greek words were easily made out, which when translated said, during the dominion of Alexander the Great, Philip the King of Macedon, etc. I'm not, believe it or not. Try this. In 1821, on the river Desperis in Missouri, was found by an Indian a Roman coin and presented it to Governor Clark, who's frequently quoted here and elsewhere. This is no more singular than the discovery of a Persian coin near a spring in the Ohio some feet underground, as we have shown in another place, and so on. From Dr. Clark's travels, it appears ancient works existed to this day in some parts of Asia, similar to those of North America, etc. The triune cup. If you see the fold out at the beginning, it's referred to as letter E. It may be misidentified, but in any case you can find that triune cup. Deposited in one of the museums at Cincinnati, affords some probable evidence that a part, at least, of the great mass of human population once inhabited the valleys of Mississippi were of Hindu origin, and so on. So this goes on for a couple of pages on that idea. Alright, so now we're up to page 55. Chorus of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. There was a strong resemblance between the northern and independent Tartar and the tribes of North American Indians. Elsewhere he makes comparisons with their language. Besides this reason, there are others for believing our Aborigines of North America were descended from the ancient Scythians and came to this country from Asia. So this goes on for a couple of pages. The Jewish customs are too many to be enumerated in this work. For a particular account of those customs, see Ethan Smith's view of the Hebrews, and so on, which he quotes frequently in here. Here we go, we're 10 tribes. If such may have been the fact that a part of the 10 tribes came over to America in the way we have supposed, leaving the, and so on, Ethan Smith, on the subject of the 10 tribes, by way of the Bering Strait, quotes then a Joseph Merrick, and so you can build these arguments up any way you like. Page 67, more of view of the Hebrews. This intimation of the presence of the Hebrews in America is too unequivocal to pass unnoticed, and the circumstances of it being found so near the Atlantic coast, etc. So now we're quoting a Dr. Raffinesque, which is going to be another video with Champollion. Raffinesque, this gentleman, Raffinesque, is decidedly, and we may say severely, opposed to the doctrine of the 10 lost tribes in America, and says they are still here, still in ancient Syria in Asia. He ridicules all those authors who have attempted to find in the customs of the Indians, the traits of the Jews, and the stamps of them with being egregiously ignorant of the origins pertaining to this subject. This is taking a high stand indeed, and if he can maintain it, he has the right to the honor thereof. Upon this notion, he says, a new sect has arisen, namely the Mormonites, who pretend to have discovered a book with golden leaves in which the history of the American Jews and their leader Mormon, who came hither more than 2,000 years ago. This work is ridiculous enough, it is true, as the whole book of Mormon bears the stamp of folly and is a poor attempt at an imitation of the Old Testament scriptures and is without connection, object, or aim, showing everywhere language and phrases of too late a construction to accord with the Asiatic manner of composition which highly characterizes the style of the Bible. And how can it be otherwise as it is written in Ontario County, New York? And with that, we bid adieu.